Northern Kentucky teenager is recovering after falling more than 100 feet down a cliff. We'll hear from the crews that rescued the teenager.
Nearly 30 Radio Shack stores are closing in the state. Coming up, we'll tell you which ones are closing in our area.
Say goodbye to the pump. The first electric car charging station has arrived in Lexington.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
A deadly crash has shut down a busy Lexington road. Good afternoon. That crash happened about 30 minutes ago on Versailles Road.
Right now, Versailles Road is closed in both directions near Westmoreland Drive. That is just past the airport. Our crew at the scene tells us the crash involved at least 2 cars, and at least one of them caught fire after the crash. The coroner's office has been called to the scene. Lexington Police, the accident reconstruction unit, is also en route to that scene. We'll have the very latest for you coming up on WKYT.com and, of course, on WKYT News beginning at 5.
A teenager suffered serious injuries after falling off a cliff.
It happened in Pulaski County about midnight while the teen was hunting. WKYT's Phil Pendleton spoke with rescue workers on the challenging job to get to the teen. It's our top story at 4:30.
The 15-year-old is now at a Tennessee hospital with some broken bones, but I'm told by emergency workers he is very lucky to be alive, yet they are very glad the story has such a happy ending. Emergency and rescue crews got the call just before midnight, and relatives told them the teenager was down a steep bluff in a rough place. Firefighters knew immediately they were going to have to perform a high-angle rescue. They said it was cold, dark, wet, and extremely treacherous. It was a steep cliff, similar in appearance to the cliff overlooking the lake off US 27 in Burnside. The teen was coon hunting when he slipped on some leaves, fell about 50 feet onto an outcropping, and then fell again more than 150 feet to another one. They climbed down to him and then took him down another 100 feet or so to the lake before he was airlifted out.
So a lot of them are straight down cliffs that slope off from one level to the next level to the next level, and that's what made it so hard. A lot of them, you got briar patches, you have logs that have fallen over, water running over the bank, mud sliding down the bank. So anything, the worst possible situation you can imagine, that's about what it was.
And that rescue took more than 4 hours, and it involved numerous personnel all over Pulaski County and the Tateville area. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Rescue crews say the teenager was at least happy he had a successful hunting trip before he fell. And that rescue came a day after a hiker actually died after a fall at the Red River Gorge. Rescue teams found the Cincinnati man's body early Saturday morning near Chimney Top Rock in Wolfe County. Investigators say he was camping in the area with a group of friends. Well, temperatures are falling across central and eastern Kentucky, and that is a sign of some things to come for us.
You can feel that Arctic air moving into the area, and it will be here continuing throughout the week. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris, I had to grab that winter coat this afternoon.
Yeah, far cry from how we started out today, Sam and Amber, with temperatures early this morning, pre-dawn readings into the 50s. Now we are below freezing and watching some freezing drizzle and snow flurries developing across parts of the Bluegrass region. Here's our live sky cam now as we look out across Winchester Road, Hamburg Pavilion. See some interstate traffic there as well. Notice the low visibility. Out at the airport, they're not picking up on the drizzle right now. It is just so light, but it is coming down with temperatures into the low 30s and going below freezing as of now. That's why we're talking about a little bit of freezing drizzle across the Lexington Metro over the next couple of hours. Keep that in mind if you're going to be out traveling, especially bridges and overpasses. May even see a little bit of a glaze showing up on some of the car windshields over the next little bit. Now, it isn't a ton of moisture, but anytime you're talking about a little moisture and temperatures below freezing, it's all it takes is a little bit. Southeastern Kentucky just now getting that front to clear on out of the area. Throw the clouds into the mix, show you the entire region. We're going to be hard-pressed to break out of the clouds tonight and into the day tomorrow. So again, freezing drizzle potential is out there along with some snow flurries as temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Though when I come back in a little bit, yes, we're going to concentrate on the freezing drizzle, but guys, bitterly cold temperatures are on the way. Just in time for lovers and Valentine's Day weekend. More on what to expect with that cold blast of air when I come back in a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Still no cause on a fire that destroyed a dairy barn over the weekend. UK owns the dairy barn on Drummond Drive. Smoke and flames could be seen from more than a mile away. We talked to firefighters this morning who say they're still investigating the cause. UK says there were no cows in the barn and no one was hurt. Our WKYT investigation into rural hospitals in critical condition continues tonight.
According to a state association, at least 65% of rural hospitals in Kentucky have negative operating budgets. Employees at the now closed Nicholas County Hospital say they were not paid for their last week of work. The hospital closed last spring and filed for bankruptcy. Employees say they were given a week's notice that the hospital would close and given the choice to leave or work the last week.
They said, we don't know when we can pay you for your last week's work, but if you leave, you might not get to draw your unemployment. So what kind of choice was that? But they knew we wouldn't walk off from our patients anyway.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, find out if there's a chance they'll ever see that very last paycheck. Well, they are popping up all over the country, Tesla charging stations.
And now, if you have one of these electric cars, you can now charge it right here in the Bluegrass. WKYT's Mike Linden takes us to the first charging station in Kentucky.
The next time you're near Meyer in the Hamburg area of Lexington, check out the side parking lot near Manowar Boulevard. Just driving past these stalls, you might not know what they are.
I thought they were gas pumps. I wasn't sure what they were. I've never seen them ever in my life.
They're ports to charge a Tesla, an electric car. With the popularity of the company growing nationwide, the first supercharging station has arrived in Lexington.
According to Tesla Motors, in about a half an hour at a supercharger station, you get about 150 miles on your battery, which would take about 6 hours worth of charging to get while at home.
John Glennie is a retired UK professor of biochemistry who last year became the first Tesla Model S owner to drive from New York to Los Angeles using only supercharging stations.
It's easy to drive. It's like having an iPhone. When the technology is a little intimidating at first, but as soon as you use it on a day-to-day basis, you realize that, yes, this is going to be the future of transportation.
According to Tesla Motors, there are more than 370 supercharger stations nationwide, with more coming soon. Drivers don't even need to pay to charge. It's factored into the price of the car.
Every time somebody comes through here, going to Florida or going back from Florida, they would stop in and grab a meal or go shopping or whatever they're going to do. And sure, it can only be an economic benefit for the Lexington area.
The Tesla Model S retails at just over $69,000. In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
A look into the future and the present. According to Tesla Motors, a third-generation car called the Model 3 will arrive in 2017 for $35,000, almost half the price of the Model S.
We are learning which area Radio Shack stores will close. The company filed for bankruptcy and announced it will close thousands of stores. The closures include the Hamburg, Fayette Mall, and Nicholasville Road stores here in Lexington. Locations in Paris, Winchester, and Danville will close as well. If you have a gift card to Radio Shack, we asked the Better Business Bureau what you need to do.
Radio Shack's customer service line does say that you can use those cards and they would be honored until March 6th at their stores. So go shopping as quickly as you can. If you can't get out, it also says they'll take them online.
Some of the stores will become part of Sprint. They're looking to lure in new subscribers by setting up mini businesses in the former Radio Shack stores. Some very special visitors were delivering some gifts to students in eastern Kentucky.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about. She joins us from Jackson City Schools with more. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Jackson City Schools. We've got David Tolliver, who hopefully won't be teaching these kiddos how to use these instruments. Okay, how cool is it? You guys got some special visitors today.
Really cool.
Really cool. And what about these beautiful instruments?
They're awesome.
They are awesome. A very awesome day for the kiddos here, as well as those in Perry County, Breathitt County, Leslie County, Pulaski, Wolf, Estill. The list goes on and on. Thousands of dollars worth of instruments donated. Because of this event, these guys helped put together called Crockettsville. Okay, pretty cool day for you all. Started in Perry County this morning with donations of these instruments.
Yeah, it started out, actually they were talking earlier about the ride that they did, and the money from that is brought all these wonderful instruments. We started this morning over Perry County, and we're finishing up here today with these instruments here.
And you're not instructing on how to use them, I hope.
Teach your kids what not to do with instruments. Okay, you don't play it like that. You got to take your time. You got to practice. You got to hone your art, like I have with my vocal cords over the years.
Exactly, you have. You stick with those vocal cords, okay? Chad,
Day job,
that's his day job. Chad Works is with us with Halfway to Hazard, and Chad, you went to school here, and you have the opportunity now to give back today. Talk about what you guys have been doing.
Special day. I mean, this is a day that we've dreamt about for many years, where we could actually put instruments in kids' hands with the money that we've raised from 8 years of doing Crockettsville, which is amazing to us. I mean, we kind of had that idea many years ago, and it just blossomed. And it's volunteers, you know, just it showcases Eastern Kentucky at its best. All the character and what makes this area special, with people coming together to give back to one another. And then you look around, and this is it. This is a prime example of it at its best, and we're so proud to be a little bitty part of this.
Mr. Yount is the principal here. What does this mean for your school?
I think it's just another amazing opportunity. I mean, we've always known in Eastern Kentucky we have the talent. I mean, we've got these folks here today, and it's just a shame if it goes by and we just don't get an opportunity to put, like you guys said earlier, the instruments in these kids' hands. And, you know, not for everybody. Some it's just going to be enjoyment, but, you know, you've got people like Chad and David and Troy. It's a livelihood, and it's bringing joy to everybody. So that's what we're looking for.
Very cool event happening today. Can folks still donate? What are you doing? Oh, you're giving me some microphones. Yeah, so many microphones. Okay, I feel like the Backstreet Boys here or something. I mean, all right, we're going to do a dance with it too?
Absolutely.
A dance?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, can folks still donate? Okay, what do you want to do?
Yeah,
the two-step? Is that? Can you two-step?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stick to the instruments. So tell people how they donate real quick.
Crockettsville.com, like Davy Crockett, like 2 T's and Ville. You can't go wrong. We'll still take your money. 501c3. It's a tax write-off, and it's all for a great cause. It's all for kids, and we're keeping the money right here in Kentucky.
Such a cool thing
really
to be a part of. Oh, you need that one for them to hear.
Sorry, it's a great thing.
Love the guys from Halfway to Hazard and Troy Gentry, and love the folks here in Breathitt County. Appreciate them having us out today. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Deanne, thank you. Good for those guys. Well, the biggest stars in music came together for the 57th annual Grammy Awards. British soul singer Sam Smith took home 4 of the top awards, including Song and Record of the Year for Stay With Me and Best New Artist. It was also a big night for rocker Beck, who won 2 Grammys for his album Morning Phase, although he almost got Kanye'd as he accepted Album of the Year. Beyonce took home 3 honors, including Best R&B Performance. Miranda Lambert won Country Album of the Year for Platinum. A record-breaking baby, some subway germs, and a Wonder Bra saving a life. It is the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
A Florida mom got a big surprise. She delivered a record-breaking baby weighing more than 14 pounds. This is Avery Ford. He weighs 14 pounds and 1 ounce to be exact, which is the largest baby this Tampa hospital has ever delivered. Avery's mom said she knew her baby was bigger than usual, but she didn't think he would break records.
Oh, does anybody know how much my baby weighed? And they were like, oh my God, your baby weighed 14 pounds and 1 ounce. What? My baby weighed what? They were like, your baby is adorably huge.
He looks like he's already like 6 months old.
Absolutely.
Avery's dad has some big dreams for his son. He wants Avery to play football, you think?
Absolutely. Well, what else rides a New York City subway train besides millions of people? Well, the answer is something that most people already knew: tons of germs. A group of scientists spent about a year studying subway surfaces. They found mostly harmless samples, but they did turn up some samples associated with anthrax, even the plague. However, neither of those samples appeared to be alive. Overall, researchers say that while the samples were interesting, they don't pose any public health problems.
Now, this is a Wonder Bra. In Brazil, a woman was lucky after being hit by a stray bullet. Ivete Mireles was shot in the chest during a robbery in a street in a city there. However, the bullet hit the wire frame of the bra she was wearing. At first, she thought that the bullet missed her. Then she felt a burning sensation and discovered the bullet in her bra. The woman and her husband say that it was a miracle. That is.
That is incredible, actually. Yeah, good for her. All right.